I probably would like to understand better. Yeah. So
All right. All right, that's very clear. So, this is a great question, and the answer is not complicated at all, actually. See, the answer is within your question itself. You say, how do I balance all these different areas of my life? When you use the word balance, when you're asking how to balance, it means that you are detecting imbalance. Raviji, is it not so? If we say that there is an imbalance, I can detect
yeah.
imbalance, right? Okay. So if we're together on that point, detecting imbalance is only possible through balance. You cannot detect imbalance unless you have some notion of what is balance for you. Is that true or not?
Yeah. Very
Right?
true.
Okay, okay. So when an individual detects, oh, this is imbalance, that means that which is within that there is awareness of what is balance. So when you
But
go,
Sachin, sorry to interrupt here.
yeah,
Because I may have a different definition of balance, right?
okay,
Because as per my understanding, as per my journey, as per my maturity,
yeah,
right? And that is the reason it is always said, you need a true guru, who can guide you, because that person has the right knowledge.
yes,
That person can channelize the energy you have, can show you the right path, can probably give you the right direction at the right time,
yes,
right?
yes.
So,
Okay, go
so
ahead, go
my,
ahead.
my, my only worry, my only question is that, I may have a different definition of balance, and but I perceive to be a balance may not be a balance at all.
What was the last thing you stated? You perceive it not to be balanced. What was that?
I said I may have a different notion or a different definition of balance,
Yes.
and what I perceive to be balance may not be a balance at all.
Yes, that's true. That is certainly possible. That is why one has to explore the question of balance. What is even meant by balance? You see, and it might be worth going into some dialogue on this because remember, just a couple of things to keep in mind. The word balance is just a word, that is referring to a state of living, state of being. But what you say is very beautiful and very true. It has to be your own understanding of what is balance. But to develop that, to really open that understanding, it is necessary to listen to many descriptions from so many others on what is balance, and then through a dialogue process, a conversation process, it will become clear to you where is your balance. Are we together on this point?
Sorry, so can you repeat the last bit?
Yeah, okay, so let's go slowly. We have to go slow with this. First of all, the word balance is not the actual thing, it's just a word that is referring to something, So the word is a description of a state of harmony. But that harmony state is individualized. So to discover that harmony state, you are correct. You said it correctly. You have to see what that word, what is the balance state? How is it described by many different people in different ways? And when you can see it from multiple perspectives, what is meant by balance, you will have your own vision of what is balance. Are we together on this point?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right? Okay. So we have to get to that point first. Otherwise, what will happen? You will just wind up following somebody else's notion of what is balance, or you might just follow something you have created from your mind, but that may not be the best thing necessarily. Okay?
Yeah.
So to understand this in a generic sense, without getting into the specifics of your life and all that, the fact is that a balance is detected by the experiences of life. The experience of imbalance is your experience. Like for example, if you're saying there's some imbalance somewhere, you automatically know that experientially. Now, you may not know it, you may not be aware of it completely, but there is some indication that there is something is not exactly in synchronicity. So to detect that is possible individually, and to see it individually. right? So when we have conversations, dialogues, and meditations and all that, it promotes the self-perception. Oh, I am balanced. There's balance here. Oh, that's a huge realization. There's imbalance here. Huge realization. Now from that, the intelligence that we have becomes active directly to say, let's rebalance. Let's rebalance right away. Without delay. Are we together on this point? Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right? Now you may agree. See, Sachin, whatever Sachin is saying, Chetna is saying, or anybody else is saying, you know, we may agree, but that's not sufficient. Agreement is just, it's all right. I mean, that doesn't mean too much. It has some meaning. What is more significant is to see the truth of this yourself and then to remain in its application. That's where the direct transformation happens.
Yeah, I agree, because harmonization is very important. You know, when you reach and you achieve that harmonization, that is what your balance is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There is no question about that, because harmonization, see, harmony and harmonization are two different things also. Harmony is just a state that Sachin can say, Sachin is in harmony. Wow, beautiful. Okay, then what is the experience? Very nice. It's a good quality experience of life. But you know what happens if there's some worry, some tension, some fear? This damages the harmony right away. So then Sachin has to reharmonize. Harmonization has to take hold to come back to harmony. Now we can use other words like integration, interconnection, interlinkage. All of those words are all applicable. But to do that in the present with mindfulness, with awareness, seeing the big picture, that is sadhana. In Sanskrit we'll say that is sadhana. That is a type of sadhana. That is a yogic sadhana actually. You know, so because yoga, who are you connecting with in yoga anyway? You're connecting with your own inner being. Exactly. You can say God outside and all that, but that is actually inside only. So harmonization is the essence of all yogic practices.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I agree. Thanks, Sachin. Thanks for that.
And I have your email address. Thank you for sending to me. I'll send you a lot more information on this, because see, and I think Chetna, would like to say something more. Please do so. But when when anybody's asking these kinds of probing questions, that is a big blessing for us here in Angel Wing, simply because we are wanting to encourage. We're trying to encourage people to probe into these things genuinely, for the purpose of higher realization. So thank you for that, because that is going to have a great deal of meaning, and I will send you a bunch of information, and we can meet some other time on Zoom also to go into these things in much more detail. So, Chetna, go ahead, please.
No. Yes, wonderful. So Ravi, so we all have glimpses. I think we all have glimpses of, even if it's like a minute or a few seconds of balance, right? Have you ever felt that?
Yes, definitely.
When is the time you felt that? Just one example.
So when you achieve something, or something good happens to say to your near and dear ones, right? Or you memorize something which had happened earlier on, right? And you come out with with some plan with what you actually want to do, and when you put it in a shape, in the sense that you come out with the roadmap, then sense of achievement. Then I'm talking about myself. I don't know about others.
No, don't worry about others. You.
Yeah, those are the times when I feel myself balanced. That okay, I'm able to somewhere being able to balance certain things. For example, 6 months earlier, I was not taking care of my health. I was not reading much. because when you have a kid who's like around 7 to 8 years, you try to do things, make sure that he picks up the habit of reading. You read out to him rather than doing your own reading. Then there are 10 other things. But for the past, probably for the last 3 months, I have started investing time in myself, health wise. I've started learning astrology. That was something which I really wanted to do for a long time. So that is something which really gives you happiness, that you know what you had launched for, you started doing that, right? So that is something which gives you a feeling of balance, at times. But yes, there is always more to it. You always want to get more of that balance, and you want to continue that and maintain that. It's easier to buy a car than maintain it, right? So you can buy it, but if you're not maintaining it, there's no point buying that, right? So trying to learn how to balance it.
Okay, so have you ever had any time when you just feel happy no matter what? Not that it's connected to anything. Meaning, like, for example, you're just sitting, with your family, or you're in a space where it's not connected to any of these things, any achievements, anything at all, even for a minute, even for few seconds. I'm just saying, have you ever felt that you feel happy for no reason?
Yes, I do at times. Let's say when I'm listening to some good music, that is when I feel